Welcome to part 3 of Dynasty Warriors 9, and in this episode we're going to finish off the Yellow Turbans. We took down some of the more notorious figures like Zhang Man and Guan Huai and Yuan Qi and Ding Mao, the usual suspects. And now we're going to go after the brothers, and I think Zhang Manqing is the last one. That's another guy. That's normally the usual suspect. Oh, and Pei Yuan Shao, we already killed him too. He was wandering around, so he probably got wasted amongst the groups we killed. But nonetheless, folks, we're just going to be ending Yellow Turbans left and right. And we're going to finally free the Han of the Yellow Turbans. They've been lingering about for the last 2 parts. However, don't expect any of the chapters to be shorter than this. They are pretty damn long, and I'm going as fast as I can so I could try to at least make things a little bit more easier for you. Now, there are going to be certain stages that's going to ask for a certain choice. You don't have to worry about that with Liu Bei, but for Wei and for Wu, you will. If I ever actually run into that segment, I'll probably show that off just a little bit. Probably, if I remember to do so. Now, I'm just practically fighting off many of the enemies here because I think this is an important base here because it's right next to the the battle that we're about to deal with. And that is the battle with Zhang Liang. And Zhang Liang is not too far from where we are.
I will never surrender.
And he was in this base, so since I just killed off most of the troops, all we need to do is find him and kill him. And that will more than likely get rid of any difficulty from there. Now, here's the thing. If I had not destroyed the ritual tools in Yi and, I do believe Pang? Province, or I forgot what province those other two were. It's been a while. Actually, no, it's not been a while. It's more along the lines of I just have such a very selective memory and I really need to fix that problem. But whatever the case, if I don't get rid of the ritual tools, then not only will you be dealing with clones, you'll be dealing with Phantom Soldiers as well, and the Phantom Soldiers are a pain in the butt here. I think they're the exploding kind from 6. Yeah. How very original those were. But normally I take care of the ritual tools because it's the Yellow Turbans. The less tools they have to actually win, the better it is for me. However, all the clones that you're going to be fighting, here's a quick tip. Use those clones to gain level, because he's just going to make more until the real one is destroyed. And the only way you'll know that the real one is destroyed is when you get a word of praise from one of your allies that's closest to you. And I think that would be Guan Yu in Liu Bei's case. But whatever the case, offing the fakes do count towards your kill count and also counts towards your combo chain. The higher your combo chain, the more experience you get. Oh, and I killed the real one. There we go. And seeing as how I just killed the real one, well, that's the end of the mission. Defeat Zhang Liang. I said it again. I didn't almost say it, I accidentally said it. We're gonna have to deal with Zhang Liang in the next chapter. I keep forgetting he's the next chapter, and I keep getting the names mixed up. How could I do that? I've played Dynasty Warriors for such a long time.
This victory was made possible
It's
your efforts.
just me being senile, probably. I don't know.
Continue working hard to set a good example for everyone else.
One thing is for sure, we just captured a base. And by the way, sometimes the enemies will leave a base supply that you could pick up, and when you do, it'll probably be either like jewels, gems, or vitamin, not vitamin, I meant, healing items. Anything that would help you. Oh yeah, we've got Zhang Jiao to deal with, so let's deal with this guy. Or Zhang Jiao. I mispronounced that so badly, and I'm so sorry. Like I said, the usual suspects. And he only was discovered because we defeated almost every mission up to him. Now then, things are a little bit different this time around, ladies and gentlemen. In the new update, you notice something a little bit strange. These guys with the hammers and the bow and arrows, they are your engineers, and they're also the bowmen. And those guys are supposed to help with sieges. If you're sieging a castle and you got archers, and you also have engineers, the engineers will constantly build siege ramps so you can climb up. At the same time, they'll also actually make a siege ram, which is the battering ram that's going near the door. And any archers on your side will be firing a hail of arrows on the enemy. Any siege ramps on your side will just create... Okay, let me try this again. Any engineers on your side will just create a siege ramp where you could break open the door on several different fronts. And right now, what we're doing is trying to break open the door so that way we will be able to get into, or at least that siege ramp is doing so. They're breaking into the door so they can try to get in and pretty much ransack whoever is in the castle. But we're going to do things the old-fashioned way. We're going to climb up the siege ramp and we're going to get pelted with fire arrows and pelted with stones. Yeah, that's also a new update. Normally, it would be easy for you to climb up the walls without any problems. Nope! You'll be pelted with fire arrows mysteriously, and also you'll be pelted with stones, and you'll be knocked right off on your ass. And it happens a lot.
Don't let them get any closer.
So yeah, my review kind of made Koei actually change the game up. Even more so, you know that open world that everybody complained about? Guess what's not coming back in Empires? It's going to be the original 2D to 3D plane. It's going to be a field. All you got to do is go in, beat up enemies, come out. That's it. Open world will be gone as of this game. So this is the only open world Dynasty Warriors that will be in the franchise. I don't know if people actually like open world, but it's been the problem of many glitches. It's been the problem of many bugs in the game. And more importantly, it's not really complete. The open world literally has a background where it's like rendered in and there's water and an invisible wall. I already showed you this in my review, which probably got negative receptions or mixed receptions depending on which channel it's on. By the way, I have two channels in case you're wondering, and I have the review on both of which, just in case something would happen to one, it's on the other channel. But we just broke in and killed off Zhang Jiao, and we got rid, and I repeat, got rid of the Yellow Turban menace here in this castle. However, there is no blacksmith. No, not blacksmith, I meant stable. There is a blacksmith. And there's a store here. We can always craft stuff in the store, and we can always get stuff from the blacksmith. We could always come and craft gems too. That would be a fantastic thing to do. But now, the only thing we need to do is save the fat ass. And unfortunately, that means we're going to have to And I'm trying to find actually some, I was trying to find stables so I could get rid of this generic horse. Because the horses that I have are maxed out anyway. So on that note, let's go and save Lord Fatass from his utter demise. Now, he wasn't... okay, he actually wasn't too bad to start out with in actual history. He was a decent general. He let the power go to his head. He boiled people in oil. He let his troops do horrible things to people's wives and daughters. Yeah, Dong Zhuo was an asshole. Yes. There's no bones about it. He was a good... He had good intentions, but in the end, he ended up turning out to be crooked. Believe me, it's like all the emperors later on in the Three Kingdoms era did not learn the lesson of Dong Zhuo. It really is. I mean, to an extent, Sun Jian, but everyone else. But anyway, I killed off Zhang Jiao to stop the sorcery, because the sorcery would have actually did some damage to all of us. And I'm getting rid of any and all officers that are lingering about. And there's a reason for that. The officers that are lingering, that are not running away because Zhang Jiao has been defeated, will normally come and attack Dong Zhuo and possibly kill him if he has less health left.
I suppose you think you were helping by coming in here uninvited and taking out the enemy. You've ruined all my well-laid plans.
What? We saved your life, you know. The least you could do is thank us.
Do you really think I need help from a bunch of ragtag volunteers? I know your game. You just want me to owe you a debt.
But perhaps you would not mind telling us just what your plan was.
The enemy's vast in number, and we're not. Fighting them straight up is a losing proposition. The plan is to make it look like we're struggling, and get the capital to provide reinforcements. Then, we sweep the enemy clean away. But you've beat them before I could put my plan in action! How can we look like we're struggling now, you fools?
But your plan would lead to the unnecessary loss of Allied lives. Surely it would be better to find some other way of overcoming the odds.
What does it matter if a few of my soldiers die? I'll just get new ones. You'll never win any battle if you're worried about worthless peons. Just get out of my face, will you? I have no need for the likes of you.
I heard that you were the ones who killed Zhang Jiao. I was curious which army you served, but I never thought you'd be members of the Volunteer Corps. Of course, I do not mean that as an insult. I just think it's a waste that you're not a member of a proper army. May I ask your name? I see. I will be sure to remember it. My name is Sun Jian. I would like to speak to you again when things settle down. I am sure we will have many interesting topics to discuss.
And now it's time for us to take out Zhang Jiao of the Yellow Turbans. And that will be a treat. Considering the fact that he's now going to be in control of the weather elements before you get to him. Now then, let's just get my horse, or let's just actually warp there. It won't take me... Oh wait, I should actually put on some experience points, but we're going to warp there. We'll probably deal with that off screen. So, in case anybody's wondering, I put this on normal to move things along, because I actually did beat this on Chaos and Ultimate. Here's the thing. Musou! Oh god, try beating this thing on Musou, which is where I'm actually playing as Yuan Shu. Beating this in Musou is ridiculous. God, it's ridiculous if you do not have the level to do so. And even then, the enemies are just ridiculously strong, and they will pretty much be damage sponges. Well, I did ask for higher difficulty, so I get what I freaking deserve. Anyway, now we've come to this place. You're going to be taking on the rest of the Yellow Turbans that were wandering around in the area. Those Yellow Turbans are going to be the ones that's going to control the elements that Zhang Jiao will keep throwing at you. The more you destroy the Yellow Turbans, the less elements that he has. However, if you sneak into his palace, which is what I'm going to be doing a little bit later, and you manage to eliminate Zhang Jiao's ritual tools, he's not going to be able to keep summoning magic anyway. However, if you slaughter all of his Yellow Turbans, Zhang Jiao will still maintain his super armor. Oh right, I almost forgot. All the Musou officers will now have super armor as of this point. That would include So Sung. He's also in the vicinity as well. Yeah, see, So Sung actually will have super armor and will have a guard meter. And also so will Zhang Jiao. That is until you break his ritual tools. So let's go on ahead and do that before he summons the ice. He'll summon ice, and if you kill off, I think... Wait, no, Pei Yuan Shao is here. That's the thing. That's the person who controls the ice, and I think... No, it's fire, actually. Ice is So Sung. I remember that. But he's going to keep summoning until you get close enough to defeat him. And once you do, he will focus all of his attention on you. Kinda wish you could summon multiple elements with Zhang Jiao, but I don't think you can. I think he's mostly restricted to fire. However, you can actually have a lightning base and ice base and poison base and wind based attacks. And maybe I should take this time to point out those attacks. Poison is going to do as instructed. It's going to slowly but surely eat away at the HP of the enemy. Ice will freeze you. Wind will do chip damage. Fire will burn you and do chip damage. Electricity will paralyze you. And will probably break your guard. Let's see. I'm pretty sure there was another element I'm missing. Oh yeah, combo. The more hits you do, the stronger your hits become.
Our target has been determined.
Which is why Liu Bei is actually doing a ridiculous amount of damage. So on that note, we're just gonna murder every single person that stands in my way. And I just reached 2,000. I am a true warrior of the Three Kingdoms yet again. You know, that used to be an accolade back in the old school games. If you made it to 2,000, or at least 1,000, you got something for this. Here, if you made it to 1,000 per turn, you're just gonna get an achievement. Nothing to be unlocked. And trust me, I've seen all of the achievements. The only thing I'm literally missing is gaining 5,000 points from the Dilettante. Which I still have, by the way. So, yeah. I still want that achievement, Koei. Just saying. And with that said, all you have to do is break all 3 of the urns before you actually fight Zhang Jiao. Because if you fight Zhang Jiao now, he is going to have super armor and double strength, and it is going to be a little bit tougher. But now that you've broken all of the urns, well, guess what? He's not going to be rallying anymore. By the way, that's what the horn helmet is. He's rallying, and all the bosses are going to be rallying, or should I say all the Musou officers are going to be rallying. Oh, and I also forgot to mention one other thing. That little hexagon that keeps showing up while I'm fighting all the officers, that's the lock-on feature. That's right, and I keep forgetting to use that. The lock-on feature here in Dynasty Warriors is welcome. It is so welcome that I am so glad to use it. So that way I won't have to worry about people just coming up from behind and just attacking me. But whatever the case, I Superman punched that bitch, and now we have defeated the Yellow Turbans once and for all. We have stopped the rebellion. It's fantastic. Liu Bei has pretty much won the battle. I know there's a lot of Liu Bei fans out there in the comments. One thing's for sure, I think we're done here. Oh, snap, premature, I forgot. Long loading screens, people. Open world and everything. I keep forgetting the open world is probably one of the reasons why the processing is a little bit bad in this game. But, nonetheless, folks, at least we finished Chapter 1, and what's happening here is nothing but cutscenes. For now, at least.
What do you want? This is the camp of the Imperial Army. It is unacceptable for mere volunteer troops to set foot in here.
We are here to make a report. We have defeated Zhang Jiao and expelled the Yellow Turbans from this land.
What are you talking about? Stop spouting such patently ridiculous lies. Country bumpkins like yourself could never defeat their leader.
We speak the truth. Our army, led by Master Liu Bei, has defeated Zhang Jiao.
If you still think we're lying, why not ask the soldiers on the front lines?
The army of Liu Bei? Never heard of it. We will confirm the veracity of this report in due course. Until then, you will be given the post of Prefect of Anxi in the Zhongshan Commandery.
So you're Liu Bei, huh? I hear you have the gall to call yourself a relative of the Emperor. Is that right? How dare a mere country peasant claim such a thing? The disrespect is beyond belief. No doubt your claims of defeating the Yellow Turbans are all lies too.
Listen, you!
Leave him, Zhang Fei.
Master Magistrate, your words are inappropriate and disrespectful. Tell me honestly, what is it that you want?
You seem like you know the way of the world. I am here to receive an indication of your fealty to your post. I expect a subsidy for the trouble I have taken to come here, a penalty for your disrespect, and an apology for your earlier rudeness.
You mean you want a bribe?
As prefect of this area, all the income I have has been provided by taxes paid by the poor peasants. I cannot simply hand that precious money over to you just to protect my own neck. We suppressed the Yellow Turbans because we believed it would bring peace to the ordinary people. But nothing has changed. Government officials have simply taken over the role of persecutors.
Then we must simply raise arms once more. I am sure your benevolent spirit has not been extinguished yet, brother.
If it's not enough to pummel the Yellow Turbans, then we'll simply move on to the magistrates. We'll follow you wherever you go.
Thank you, both of you. The three of us will keep fighting until our dreams are fulfilled.
And with that said, Chapter 2 is done. So, let's get on to the cutscene to start Chapter 2, even though I'm slaying people.
Through the valiant efforts of the Imperial and Volunteer forces, Zhang Jiao, founder of the Way of Peace, is defeated. The Yellow Turban Rebellion is ended. But the longed-for peace did not return. At the capital of Luoyang, the eunuchs faced off against the faction made up of the relatives of the emperor. Using this as an excuse, Yuan Chao and others raid the imperial palace, killing the eunuchs. Under cover of this confusion, Zhang Jiao of Shilian leads his forces to the capital. He seizes control of the emperor, appoints himself prime minister, and proceeds to take control and to tyrannize the country. The lords soon began to feel themselves in danger.
Maybe we should have let Zhang Bao kill him, but unfortunately, we had to proceed, so we had to save the life of Dong Zhuo, and we are regretting it almost every step of the way. And this one's going to be a longer chapter because of, well, Hulao Gate, obviously.
Master Gong Sun-zan, it is wonderful to see you looking so well. These are my sworn brothers, Guan Yu and Zhang Fei.
I have heard all about them. These are the mighty warriors who fought so bravely against the Yellow Turbans. But how has this all come to pass? I heard you were living your life quietly, selling straw in your village. And now I see you making your name with these great heroes.
The thread of the Yellow Turbans reached that village where I was trying to live quietly. I felt I could not afford to simply cling to peace in my one corner of this tumultuous land. I met these new friends and we enlisted as volunteers.
I see. So, what is it that you hope to achieve by standing up in this time of war?
I want to bring salvation to the suffering, that is all.
That is all? It may sound easy, but your ambition is a lofty one indeed. You must be aware of the truly tragic state of the land today. The tyrant, Don Zhuo, governs according to his own avaricious whims, and the people are in a state of constant fear.
Yes. Things are worse than they were during the Yellow Turban Rebellion. The ordinary people are suffering as a result of one man's greed. This abuse of power cannot be allowed to stand.
I see your determined nature has not changed since you were young. Guan Yu and Zhang Fei, was it? You should both know that Liu Bei can be dangerously single-minded in his pursuit of his goals. I hope you are prepared to keep him safe.
We went from saving the fat man to have to assassinate the fat man. You know what? We'll worry about that at the end of part 4, or if part 5, whichever one I feel like doing. Because there are some things I need to show off with Dynasty Warriors 9, aside from just waltzing in the missions left and right. One of the things I need to show off is the amount of hours I played. As of now, I just breached 1,000 hours. I know, it's not a milestone, it's also a hall of shame, really, because this game is mediocre at best, but it is a guilty pleasure, and I managed to rack up almost 2,300 kills, so... Oh no, should I say 230,000 kills, so yeah. What more can I say? I play this game a lot. Speaking of things of being played a lot, at the end of every chapter in Dynasty Warriors 9, you'll never see an officer again or be able to interact with. And now it's time for the end of chapter eliminations. It's kind of obvious here who's being eliminated, you know. Let's just get it over with, please. Every goddamn game. Every goddamn game. This man can't catch a break. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys in part 4, where we attempt to assassinate the fat man Dong Zhuo. This is RVMan985. See you guys next time.